I want you to grab your brushes. I want you to grab your Demi. I want you to grab your Seint, because we are gonna go step by step. This is Get Ready With Me, Seint and Demi. You are gonna learn so much. You came to the right place. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Mature Makeup Masterclass, and I am the creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass, Michelle Spieler. I'm an over 25-year professional makeup artist. I know that bothers some of you when I say that each week, but with new people tuning in, I think it's important to have a frame of reference that I'm a 25-year pro. I worked in Hollywood. I still do TV and film on the East Coast, and so this is why I mention it briefly every week. Real quickly, some news that I want to get to. Today, I wanted to do a video of me going step by step with all my Seint and Demi. I was going to make this video just for my private clients because I do have private videos just for my clients, but I decided to open this up to the public because there are women out there who love their Seint artist. I would never take away business from someone else. If you love your Seint artist, but you're struggling with this makeup and you need a little bit of help, you've come to the right place. I'm happy to help, okay? So we're gonna talk Seint, we're gonna talk Demi. I want you to grab a pen, I want you to grab a notebook, I want you to write things down because I am not listing everything in the details of the video today. I do not have time. I will list a couple things, in the video, but not in the description of the video. I do not have time. I have over 100 color matches right now, people waiting on me. So if you're one of those people waiting, please be patient. I'm doing this all alone. Plus I have brand deals on TikTok. Plus I worked out of the home a couple days last week. I'm trying to take weekends off to honor my family, and that's not going well. I still work every weekend pretty much. So please bear with me and be patient. Another thing I wanted to say is for those of you who voted or gave a testimonial for Sephora Squad, I did not make it. We got the finalist list yesterday. There were 115 finalists, and I wasn't on the list, and I knew because they sent a, Dear John letter in my email, but I was so excited to see how many mature women made the list. And I would say sometimes it's hard to tell if someone's over 40, but it's pretty easy to tell if someone's over 50. Out of 115 finalists, 2 are over 50. I know for a fact they're over 50, 2 out of 115. And there are a handful over 40. There might be 4 or 5 over 40. So far less than 10% of the finalists are over 40. We have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. I am so proud of this audience for being warriors for the mature beauty audience. We want representation. This isn't gonna slow me down, I prayed over it. I prayed that God would protect me from Sephora if it was not going to be a good fit. I prayed for the best. I just want the best, whatever that is. And I did not get on Sephora Squad, and I was a little bummed yesterday, because anytime you don't make something, you're like, but I feel really fine with it today. Okay. Lip balm. Always prime your lip before you do makeup. We are going to put primer on, okay? Now, a lot of people will say in the Seint community, you can't use any primers with silicone. That's not necessarily true, okay? They all pair at one another, but that's not necessarily true. I use the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and dimethicone is one of the top ingredients. That's silicone. It's gorgeous under the Seint makeup. I'm not gonna use it today, but it's gorgeous. But I'm normal to dry. If you are oily or normal to oily, yeah, silicone might break up on you and the makeup might break up on you. So I'm using the RMS Beauty. Many of you know this is my favorite, one of my favorite primers. I do have a new one by Alicia Keys that I really love too. I love that you can buy the refill. Look, you just buy the refill when you're done. So I'm doing a little bit of primer. I really just keep it in my T-zone, okay? Keep it in my T-zone. And I do take it a little bit under the eye because we're gonna do some Demi, okay? This is silicone free. and it's radiant but not dewy. So it's really nice for all skin types, okay? I have my damp blender. I don't care who you have one by. I think the Seint one's only $14, which is a great price because Beauty Blender I think is $20, $22. So I love the Seint one. It feels exactly the same. And here we go. We're just gonna go step by step. So you can pause the video. If you are here just to learn about Demi, and I don't blame you because this is what hooked me. If you just wanna learn about color correction, you're gonna have to forward because I'm gonna do all of it today, step by step, all of it. Okay, let me just show you something real quick. Y'all asked me what palettes to get. Do you see how many palettes I have? And then I have a ginormous one in the other room. I've outgrown these. I have outgrown these. So I started with this little double-decker one. Perfect for the single woman that just needs a few things, you know. You can put Demi in here, you can put eyeshadows in here, but I outgrew that real fast, okay? Then I got this just for, you know, because I color match over 100 women a week. So I got all the colors. I have deeper colors for deeper ethnicities on the way. But this is Mango being the darkest I have. No, I have Papaya and Goddess right now. But anyway, I'm gonna do a deeper color today just to show you that you can do a deeper color. Normally, this is my personal palette here. Here are all my Demi. Here are my foundation highlight colors, bronzers, contour, which by the way, I rarely contour. And some blushes, okay? I don't have a specific plan. I'm literally doing my makeup right now as if I was just home doing my own makeup, which I am. I'm home doing my own makeup. So the reason I'm doing this is so you can follow step by step. And if you are not my customer, welcome. I hope you learned something today. I hope you fall in love with this makeup because I have tried so many high-end brands. Armani, Dior, Pat McGrath, Chanel, and I end up returning a lot of them because I look old. It gets dry all through here. It shows my texture. This Seint makeup is the only makeup that stays gorgeous all day on my skin. And at the end of a 10, 12-hour day when I go to take it off, most of you know my test. Where's my mirror? I do this at the end of the day before I take my makeup off. I look real carefully. I look at my pores. I look at my texture. And if everything is still beautiful and my skin looks pretty, it's a win-win. Okay, so normally I am the color Candlelit. I am normal to dry. I do not have super large pores, but you can kind of see some of my pores. I am a little lighter on my forehead. I'm starting to get darker on my jawline and my chin. I have some sun damage on my chest. My neck is really light, but you can see a lot of yellow here, but there's a lot of pink in my face. So I really love Candlelit, but today I wanna do Amber because I wanna show you a color that I would never have chosen for myself. I would have thought this was way too dark. And some of you come to me and you're like, oh, I don't know, this seems a little dark, or I put it on, I think I really like it, but it's a little dark. We need to go darker as mature women, okay? Lighter colors like Aura, White Peach, Linen, Moonlit, they will show every pore, every hair, every texture, and make you look older. So we have to go a little darker, okay? This is not the 80s where we're gonna, wear a CoverGirl and stop it right here and have a dark orange line of demarcation and a light neck, okay? I know that's what some of you are afraid of. I'm telling you, this is gonna blend seamlessly, but you might have to go a little darker to achieve a beautiful skin tone, okay? So I'm gonna do Amber today, and I'm using the 3D brush, and I'm just kind of like twisting it and just taking a little tiny bit at a time, okay? Now, do you see how that's a little bit darker than my skin tone? But we're going into summer, and once I blend it out, it's going to be gorgeous, okay? And I always blend in the direction of the brush hairs. That's why I don't like this side, you know, to brush it, because I feel like it stirs up a lot of dead skin cells because I'm using tretinoin. So I glide this in the direction of the bristles. Do you see now suddenly, that doesn't look too dark on me. That's gorgeous. That does not look too dark. So you just have to put it on lightly, trust the process, okay? I'm gonna go down the nose. And you'll notice I'm not doing makeup like all the young girls. I'm not doing the cheetah hack. I'm not doing the lines and the polka dots and blending it all in with one brush. We don't do that as mature women, okay? We go in with a few areas at a time and we blend one color. Now, some of you, if you have a lot of rosacea, a lot of redness, a lot of sun damage, melasma, we might tell you to pick a mango or to pick the color wheat, just to go in some of those darker areas while still using a lighter color everywhere else. So some of you will wear 2 foundations, but most of us can get away with one color all over our whole face, okay? So this is still amber, see that? Sometimes people see that and they panic. Don't panic. I'm not, why would I would never put you in the wrong color. I want you to love this the way I love it. I wouldn't be wasting my time color matching women and selling this product if it wasn't good. And to me, this was my last resort. I had tried everything. The only thing I haven't tried is I have not tried La Mer foundation, which is $130, and I don't have high hopes for that. And I have not tried Clé de Peau. They have a foundation in a little pot, $250, and women swear by it. I might get it someday for kicks and giggles just to see, but this is $14. I think one pan is $14, okay? Okay, so some people will say, well, I can see it. It's not blending. It looks orangey. Do you see that funny little yellowy orangey spot there? It's just not blended. Go in where you can see any excess color and just blend, okay? Now, this is where the magic comes in. We're gonna take our damp blender. Now, it's just damp. It's not wet. It's damp. And we're going to bounce our skin so that the makeup becomes one with our skin, okay? This is why I wanted to do this step by step. Follow along, have your makeup ready to go. Pause the video at any time. Pretend you and I are on a Zoom together and we're doing a one-on-one. You can ask questions and I'll do my best. I try to honor everybody's time. Okay. Let me look at it close up. Where's my mirror? This is my true test. You've got to have a magnification mirror, ladies. I don't care if even if you're 40, then just get a 5-time magnification mirror. If you're over 50, get a 10-time magnification mirror. Is it scary? Yeah, a little bit at first, but you know what? We need to know what's on our face. We need to know what other people are seeing, okay? Now notice I did not take that anywhere in my eye area, but my whole face has beautiful coverage. You can still see some sunspots because I'm not going heavy. Now, some of you have said it's still not covering. I have acne scars. I have sun damage. I have rosacea. It's still not covering. Hold, please. Watch what you're gonna do. You're gonna take the bottom of the damp blender. You're gonna pick up, I kind of like twist it. You see how I'm kind of twisting it? And then you can go in areas where you need a little more coverage. See how you can see that a little bit more? Go a little bit more coverage, just where you need it. Not everywhere, just where you need it. Ladies, we have got to stop with the full coverage. It is not flattering on mature skin. Work on your skin problems with good skincare, with dermatologists. Work out your skin problems, but don't try to cover it with makeup. That doesn't work anymore. It really never worked, but you made it work. And now I'm telling you, you have to work on your skin. Now I realize rosacea is not curable, okay? My daughter has it, she's 14. She's not been diagnosed, but we see the signs. Her grandma has it, so it's hereditary, okay? She can control it by staying really cool, by not eating, spicy foods. She knows how to control it, but she's only 14. The older you get, the more pronounced rosacea gets. I know there are some topical things doctors can help with, but most people, it's just something you live with rosacea. So when I say work on your skin problems, I realize there's some skin problems, there's not a lot you can do. I realize acne scarring is kind of there for life unless you have laser resurfacing. Okay, so I'm just telling you, if you're real self-conscious about scarring or tons of sun damage and melasma or rosacea, you can go in a little heavier in some of those areas, okay? But do you see how there's still a beautiful sheen? But look, I can see a little more coverage. I'm seeing my sunspots a little bit less, okay? So there, I have one color over my whole face. Most of you will only have one color. Some of you will have two, okay? I am not gonna set that with powder because I am normal to dry. If you are normal to oily, take a little bit of setting powder and lightly dust your face, staying away from the eye area, okay? Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer because I am a bronzer girl. You might not be a bronzer person. That's okay. That is okay. Not everyone has to wear bronzer, but I'm going to take Bella because I think Bella is the prettiest bronzer for most people. Now, if you're deeper skin tone, Heat Waves is gorgeous. It's got a little bit of a reddish tan to it. Bella looks scary and muddy and dark. It's sheer. Tan Lines is beautiful. That's more of a winter color and it can go very yellowy on some women, whereas Bella is just like true bronzer. Just true, beautiful bronzer. Not orangey, not yellow. I will contour today for those of you out there who really like to and you don't really know how. I'll do a little contouring today, but I typically don't contour except for very special occasions because most mature women don't need contouring. So don't watch the younger women. Don't watch even if a woman's 42 and says she's mature. They haven't lost the collagen and volume in their face like most of us have, okay? So just because they're contouring doesn't mean you need to. Just because I'm bronzing doesn't mean you need to. Cater this to what you need, okay? And there. Now, normally if I drop a brush, I don't use it. As a professional makeup artist, but this is my face, my home. So I'm gonna use it, but I know that might probably gross some of you out. I like a little bronzer on the nose. And this is the point where you can see how light my neck is. I like to do a little bronzer on the neck, but man, no one will ever know you have bronzer on your neck. It just cuts a little bit of that pastiness, but it doesn't look like makeup. That's what's beautiful about cream. Cream just becomes your skin, okay? I love that. Let's do a little MAC paint pot. Let me see. I want to do Painterly today. Laying low is very pretty. Laying low is, if you have a little bit deeper skin tone, you might want to do laying low. It's slightly peach nude. I'm going to do Painterly, which is much lighter. It's just a look I'm going for today. So I don't recommend Demi or concealer on mature eyelids. The problem is our eyelids are crepey. We have excess skin. We have oily eyelids. And so I have tried every primer that I can think of. If you have an eye primer that's working for you, put it in comments because that can help other women. But I've tried Too Faced, I've tried Urban Decay, I tried the new Urban Decay one for mature skin. What else have I, oh God, I've tried Drugstore, I've tried Catrice. I mean, I'm like drawing a blank. I've tried so many eye primers, okay? The MAC paint pots work the best for me. Just hands down, they work the best. And it's actually an eyeshadow, not a primer, but it works as a primer because it's nude. It covers all the veins. It keeps my eyeshadows from breaking up. I absolutely love it, okay? I'm gonna do my brows and my mascara off camera because most of you know how to do that. Okay, I'm gonna do a little contour just for those of you who need help. Okay, if you are a mature woman with a heavier face, I am about 12 pounds overweight. I don't know, maybe 15. Do you see my natural contour and see how it's going? It's going south. Look, see, it's going down to the mouth. I can carve out a little bit of shadow here, but do not bring it past the eye. Because if you bring it into this part of the face, it's gonna drag your face down. Many mature women, we can do contouring on the jowls and the jawline. It's beautiful, especially for special occasion. And I have a very long forehead. I call it a 5 head. So I could contour at the top, but most days I just do bronzer. I know bronzer is not really a contour, but it does create some depth up there, so I'm fine with it. Okay, I'm gonna take my contour color and I think I'm gonna do shadow. I tell a lot of you to do shadow. Shadow is like a cool, to me, of all the contours we have, shadow is the most like a real shadow. So see, let me move my ring light a little bit. I have my ring light on really low. Okay, see that? Okay. This is if you have a heavier face and you want to carve out a little bit of a cheekbone. If you do not have a heavy face, do not do this step. Do not, you will look like the Crypt Keeper. Do you see how I'm hollowing out right here? Look at this hollowing out. My temples are hollow. Never contour the temples. The young girls can, we cannot, okay? I'm gonna go up into the top of my forehead and you almost have to kind of go into the hairline because we still have skin, right, in our hair, under our hair, and we don't wanna see like a demarcation. So see how I'm just doing the top of my forehead? Now don't worry that this hasn't blended in yet. I'm gonna do that with the sponge. This is my favorite part of contouring for me. Where my face dips down right there, it takes away that dip a little bit. See how it's more dipped here and there? It's a little bit, it's subtle, okay? This is subtle. This is not gonna change our jowls forever. And again, I don't do this every day. I have jowls. It's just the hand I've been dealt. It's my mom had them, my grandma had them. My grandma never spent a day in the sun, not one day in her whole life. My grandma was born in 1908. She did not go into the sun. They also didn't have sunscreen, but she didn't go into the sun. So she had jowls. It's just my genetic makeup, okay? I have jowls. And then I go under here a little bit. This is really nice too. If you have a weak chin or you're a little bit heavier, this shadow color is really nice on the neck because it actually looks like shadow. And see how my neck isn't scary when you look at it close up, but do you see how carved out that is? Look at that. It's impressive. Then I'm gonna take the blender and I'm gonna bounce over it to soften it, okay? When you wear contour, people have to be in your face and not be able to see it. We are mature women, okay? We have to look beautiful close up. We are not these young girls who just do makeup for social media, okay? Doesn't work that way, not in real life. Okay, now you can set all that with powder if you want, but I'm not going to. Here's a fun trick I learned the other day. This is really big in Korea right now. You take a little bit of contour. Watch this. This is how you do your nose. If you want, you don't have to do your nose, okay? You start right up here at the eyebrow and you come down the nose. See that? Now we're not gonna blend it in yet, but do you see that? And I'm going into the bridge because it makes my nose look instantly, oh my gosh, in person it looks crazy. Like I look like a stage actor on Broadway, you know, because for stage you have to do really obvious contour because it has to oh my gosh, look how thin my nose looks. That looks weird. That's okay. Then I take the other side of the contour and watch this. We're gonna just, and I haven't done my brows yet, so this actually looks better once the brows are done. Okay, play with it. I'm not saying this is gonna work for you. A lot of women ask me how to contour the nose, and our nose dips down over time. So I used to have an upturned nose and now my nose is starting to dip down. So I like to do the tip of my nose with a little contouring. Again, this is something I would do for social media, for a photo shoot, if I was going out to a really beautiful evening event and I wanted to carve my face out a little bit. This is something that I would do. Otherwise, I do not contour on the daily. And see, I'm looking at myself right now and I'm like, ooh, that nose is so skinny. It almost doesn't work with my face. I have a wide face and I have a wide nose, but I'm doing it for you. I'm taking one for the team, okay? Another thing I love to do is I love to take, well, I'll just take this. I love to take the other side of the detail brush and I'll take a little bit of the Bella bronzer and watch this. I will, and we're not putting it on the eyelid because eyelids crease, but most of us won't crease up on our brow bone. And this creates a cohesive look on the face because now we have bronzer that's already on our face, also in our crease to kind of give us a little bit more dimension to the eye. You don't have to do this. I love it. And close up, it just looks like skin. It doesn't look like a powdery shadow sitting on our eye. It just looks like skin. Notice I'm not going into the eyelid area, but see how that carved me out just ever so lightly, just ever so lightly. Isn't that pretty? And then I am going to take a little bit of some eyeshadow. I think I'm gonna do Soulmate. Soulmate's pretty. It's kind of, I don't know, a light champagne. I'm just gonna go there on the eyelid, just with my finger. I'm not doing the whole eyelid because look, as I move, I don't want it everywhere. I kind of want it right in the middle. See how that really pops the eye? I love that. And then you can even take the tiniest bit. We could go on the inner eye with it too. Let's see how it looks on the inner eye. Yeah, oops. Yeah, that looks pretty. See that on the inner eye? It gives that pretty pop. You can even take a tiny bit, just a tiny bit, not much up here. We don't want to look like ladies of the night. I didn't know how to say that in the right way, okay? Little tiny bit up there, okay? So now I've got a little dimension to the eye, but if you're real close up to me, all you can see is this beautiful shadow on my eye, and it doesn't even look like I have anything in my crease. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of Demi NV+1. Now I always called it NV. It's not NV, it's NV+1. It's neutral violet +1. It's real dark, but it is the prettiest eyeliner. And it's one of those things where for some women it works and for some women it doesn't, and you won't know till you try, and you can always return. Seint has an amazing return policy. But if you get real close up to me, I have this beautiful shadow under my eye, and you can even do this and kind of take some of it off if you want, but it just looks like natural shadow. It doesn't look like I have makeup under my eye. It just looks like I have a natural shadow. And now I'm gonna take a little bit and I'm gonna go smudge it up here in my lash line. Now, if you have a super hooded eye, if you have a hooded eye where this rests on your lash line, you probably can't do this. You know, get this steel of felt pen will not transfer on a hooded eye, but this is wax based and it could transfer a little bit, but again, you won't know till you try. But do you see how smudgy and soft and pretty that is? But do you see how that eye's a little bit more defined? That's why I love the NV+1. This is just kind of my everyday quick, I know it's not quick on the YouTube because I'm explaining as we go along. And some women have even used this NV+1 in their brows and have loved it. I haven't tried that yet and I'm not going to today. I'm just such a brow pencil person. Okay, I love that. I love it. Now I might take a little bit of a deeper shadow. Let's see where my shadows are. I'm gonna take, I don't know, maybe some Sedona. I think I'll take some Sedona. And just in the outer corner. I'm not gonna blend it. Do you see that? See how that lifts the eye? All I have on my eye is Sedona and Soulmate. Everything else is the MAC Paint Pot and then the bronzer in my crease. Also, because I have bronzer in my crease, it's a cream. It grabs this Sedona really well. Look at that. See how it kind of carved out my eye? Again, this is just all optional. I'm just playing. This is just kind of my everyday look. Okay? I love that. And then you can take like a big fluffy brush that has nothing in it, and you can blend that out. I'm using, in addition to Seint brushes, I'm using the BK Beauty because I love BK Beauty brushes too, okay? And then I might even take a little bit more of the NV+1, which is the Demi, and we're gonna get to Demi in a minute for those of you who are here just for Demi. Take a little bit more NV+1 with the spot brush, and sometimes I like to smudge it out, but it's so soft that it doesn't look like I'm winging it. It almost just looks like a shadow from my lashes. I actually love this trick. And it kind of helps lift the eye, okay? I'll do mascara and brows in a minute. I don't want to waste your time with that. Okay, let's talk Demi. I color match so many women with Demi, and I color match a lot of women who have all the Seint makeup, but their artist doesn't know Demi. I got certified in December, and we got rid of the certification program. So you don't have to be certified anymore to sell Demi, but for some reason, I don't know what it is, but I feel like 80% of Seint artists still don't recommend Demi, and Demi is made for color correction. Demi is made for mature skin. It is our friend. It is so beautiful, and I can't wait to show you how I use it. So I'm gonna get out a few different things. My very favorite thing to use is the spot brush, and we're gonna use this fluffy side too. But I also love, and I tell many of you to also get the bright brush. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Is that the bright brush? No, that's not the bright brush. Here's the bright brush, okay? So the bright brush is a little bit thicker and the spot brush is tinier, and they both have fluffy sides, okay? So right now, some of you say, oh, you don't have dark circles. Yes, I do. See? My dark circles are dense because our eyeballs are going back into our skull, and this is our orbital bone, and this is, sorry, and this is why some of you, if I'm like this, if I'm facing a window and I have beautiful ring light, look, I don't look terrible, maybe a little purple, but when I do this, whoa, there it is. Now we're not gonna get rid of those dents, and so I need you to come to terms. I need to have a come to Jesus meeting with you. We're not getting rid of three-dimensional issues, okay? If you have acne scars, that's a three-dimensional issue. If you have bumps in your rosacea, that's a three-dimensional issue. If you have dents under the eyes, and most do over 45, that's a three-dimensional issue, okay? We can't fix that. That's something only a surgeon can fix, or lasers, or all the things. But if we're aging naturally, some of you are, some of you aren't, we can't fix the dents. So we can color correct the dents, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Most women, even like Southeast Asian, like even Arab or Indian or light skin black or most Caucasian, most people can do 03, okay? And I'm gonna kind of twirl my 03, and you can warm it up on the back of the hand to make sure you don't have too much, but I'm gonna go in and I'm going to paint my dents with this 03. The 03 cancels all blue and purple, okay? It also is great for sunspots. So see this sunspot right here? What sunspot? Totally gone. Now, I do my sunspots after blush, because if you paint all your sunspots out and put blush on, it just transfers. So I wait until the end to do sunspots. But we are doing, and I know I tell all of you to be really light-handed, and I'm so proud of so many of you who are being light-handed with this, but some of you are such good listeners, you're almost being a little too light-handed with it, okay? So you have to find that sweet spot. And sometimes I'll say, okay, send me a picture with Demi on one eye and nothing on the other so I can really see what's going on. And I usually can identify right away what the problem is. 90% of the time, it's user error, okay? It's okay. I had the same problems. What you're gonna like about Demi is that even if it creases a little bit, and my friend Amanda says, it doesn't crease. Amanda's 40, I'm 54. It does crease a little on some days. Some days it doesn't, some days it does. I would rather have the tiniest bit of creasing, but still have a beautiful sheen than cakey, dry concealer. Like I'm returning this Pat McGrath concealer. Where is it? I don't know, it's some here. It was like $68 and I look dry and cakey instantly. Do you know how that looks at the end of a 10, 12-hour day? Ugly and old. This never looks ugly and old. This is so beautiful under the eyes. Do you see how this is darker and more purple and this is still my dent, but it's lighter? And look when I look up, what dent, right? It's all about lighting. Smoke and mirrors, baby. Okay, so I went in and I got rid of my darkness with 03. Some of you might have to go a tiny bit heavier, okay? I am doing a special part 2 Demi video for my clients. So when my clients order Demi, they receive a private video from me on Demi and troubleshooting, and I have a part 2 coming out because now I've had a handful of women that the 03 was not dark enough, and I've come up with a new system, but you have to be my client to hear about that. So now I'm just gonna do one eye so you can see. Now all around here I have broken capillaries. It's not terrible, but I have broken capillaries and I have some redness. I have a little bit of redness on the chin. The amber hit it pretty well, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of, I'm gonna do GY1, green, yellow, 1, and I'm using the fluffy brush only and I'm kind of twisting it. See how I'm still a little bit, tiny bit red around there? You can almost see some blue in it. Look, gone. And if you look real close up, zero texture. It's just phenomenal. It's so pretty, okay? I have some dents on my nose from my glasses. I can paint those out. A lot of you, I will put in yellow orange 1, Y01. If you are fairer than me, you can get away with green yellow 1, but that's going to be too light and ashy on a deeper medium skin tone. So I put a lot of women into Y01, especially if you have rosacea, because you can take this Y01. Okay, let's pretend I have rosacea on my nose. The Y01 does this beautiful light peach. It looks kind of orangey, but on red, it cancels red and does this kind of beautiful light peach color. A lot of women will say, well, what's this for? Why do I have this? It cancels red, okay? We'll do it on this side. See the red? The Y01 cancels red, cancels broken capillaries, cancels rosacea. Sometimes I'll tell you, hey, you're candlelit or you're amber, or your June, but if a little bit of redness or pinkness peeks through, you're gonna want a little bit of Y01 and you're going to feather it. You're going to feather it where you have redness, and boom, the Demi color corrects. I can't speak more highly of Demi. It's life-changing. I absolutely love it, okay? Now, my under eye is not totally done. So I'm gonna take a little 01 and I'm gonna go in under the eye where I did not put the 03. We don't wanna layer. When you layer 2 colors together, it gets too thick and heavy. Sometimes women will treat this like concealer. This is not concealer. This is wax color corrector with a little bit of pigment mixed in, okay? See how that lifts the eye? Look at that. So I'm gonna go in with this 01, and 01 can work on most people, medium and lighter. If you are deeper olive skin, light black skin, Southeast Asian skin, you can do the Y01 under the eye and that will brighten your eye the way that 01 is brightening my eye. But do you see that? Look at all this color here. Ignore my sunspots. Look at all that color. See the color out here? And then look here. Do you see that beautiful sheen? It's really remarkable. Then I'm going to take my feathery brush and I'm going to feather over it so that we don't see any excess, any lines, any dots. Okay, I'm just going to do that half of my face. We're not doing this under eye yet. Do you see the difference? Look. Look at that. See? It cancels color, but it can't cancel the shadow. However, my shadow dents are lighter and softer here than here. Listen, we'll do what we can, right? Now, I'm gonna do a different blush today that I've never done before. I think I'm gonna do Desert Sunrise. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. I've never used this color. I like a gloss formula. Do you see all that shine? They don't stay on as long. The staying power is not the same. And if you are oily, you might not like a gloss. Your face might eat it up. But I like a gloss. I want to have all the glaze I can get. If someone says, oh my gosh, your skin looks like a glazed donut, they will be my best friend for life. I always want to look glazed, okay? And also remember, do you see how we're pouncing on the face? It brings blood to the surface. So what I want you to do, if some of you have Cindy and you're like, it's not showing up, you're not putting enough on. Because you're putting it on and you're seeing pink and you think you're done, you're seeing blood coming to the surface, okay? So give it a second, kind of step away, give it a minute, go get a cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, let the dog out, okay? And then give it a couple minutes because I promise you it's gonna look a little bit lighter once that blood goes away, and then you can go in and you can add a little bit more, okay? So that is Desert Sunset. It is just a beautiful, warm, sheer, glossy nude, and I've never worn it, and I love it. I also like to take a little bit on the outside of the eye. It just kind of keeps everything cohesive. I like a little on the nose. You can even do a little bit up here. Just kind of brings all that color all over. Okay, now this is the magic hour. This is my favorite thing to do. And people ask me every day on TikTok, what are you doing differently? Because I've only been doing this like a couple months. I take the 01, and again, if you're deeper olive skin, you might want to take Y01. But even on TikTok, there is a huge trend right now of people doing a pink under eye. It doesn't matter what color they are. I even see Black women do it. They all want a pink under eye. It's the trend that everyone jumps on. Everyone has to go buy a pink powder, but we know, mature gals, we do not put pink powder under our eye. We do not put powder under our eye, ever, ever. So this is a way to brighten the under eye. So I'm gonna take the 01 with a fluffy brush. I'm gonna go down the side of the nose on the, not where the contour is. See the contour right there? Do you see that contour line? I'm going on the other side of the contour, and I'm going down into my cheek. And look, I'm just lightly going to the top of my cheek, and I just brightened up my whole face. I look like I have more volume in my cheek. I have a lot of volume down here. Do you see that natural apple cheek? But I've lost my volume up here because everything's falling. So that just created more volume in my face. So if you have a face that's really hollowing out, you need to do that. Look at that. You could do it with R01, 01, or if you're deeper skin tone, Y01. And that's just gonna brighten you and open that all up. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that sheen. Huh? If it wasn't for my gels, no one would know I was 54, because look at that sheen. Now you don't have to be this sheeny. Remember, I put that layer of Demi on because I wanted that beautiful brightness under the eye, and I did a glossy blush because it makes me look and feel younger, but you don't have to. Even our satin blushes are gorgeous. Pink grapefruit is so beautiful on just about every skin tone imaginable. Okay, so I'm gonna put on my brows and my mascara. I'm gonna demi under this eye and come back so you can see the final thing. Okay, I'm back. I always set my face. Best in the business, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush setting spray. I use it in my pro kit. I ran out of my personal one. This is actually, I stole it from my pro kit. It is hands down the best. And then I do this, I spray a little on the back of my hand, get a little puddle. I take my damp sponge and I lightly pounce it under the eye to set that demi. Now, if you crease at all with demi, it could mean you're putting on a little bit too much. It could also just mean we have excess skin and it warms up the product and it can travel around a little bit. But I'm looking at my skin right now and I have zero creasing, zero. But you can see how it looks. It's just beautiful. I went ahead and put the Desert Sunset on my lips. I'm not a huge fan of Seint Cheek on the lip. A lot of people love it. I don't. I prefer a real lipstick. I just love lipstick or lip balm. I'll do a liner with lip balm, but this is very pretty. Another one that's gorgeous on the lips is Ruby. I'll do a video one day with Ruby. Ruby is so pretty on the cheeks and lips, and almost anyone can wear Ruby. It almost looks like you just pinched your cheeks. So there you have it. Let's see how we like it. Let's see. I love this look. This is my everyday look. This is my everyday, like, made up, but also natural, okay? It's just, it's glowy. It doesn't show texture. At the end of 10 and 12 hours, I'm still hydrated and radiant and beautiful and not dry and cakey and old and textured. And that's why I love this makeup. And I think every woman over 40 and 50, 60, 70 can wear this so beautifully. It's just gorgeous. I'm gonna show you without a ring light because so many of you say, well, how come my eye didn't look bright when I put demi on? Well, do you see how there's just a tiny bit of color showing through? But that's just real life. I mean, you know, it just depends what way you move your head. See, look, do you see that little tiny bit of purpley reddish? But then look, gone. You know, it just depends what way you move your head. We have different colors in our face. We have dents, we have scarring, we have rosacea, we have bumps, we have sunspots, which I painted out. That's why I love the setting spray. Painted them out after I put on the blush. So, you know, nothing is going to make us look 20 or 30 again. We have to come to terms with that and be realistic. There is no magic pill. I've tried it all. I've told you, I've tried it all. Even Clé de Peau concealer, which is $70. I've tried it. Too thick. Doesn't cover well. Doesn't stay on, and at the end of the day, it still looks dry and cakey. So I am telling you, I have tried every luxury product on the market except the $250 Clé de Peau and the $130 La Mer foundation. I've tried it all. Tried almost every concealer imaginable. I had mature women swear to me the Pat McGrath was the best concealer for mature skin. No, I looked old instantly. Demi is the only thing I found that when you are close up to people, look at that, looks like beautiful, hydrated skin. That's what we want to look like. We want to look like beautiful, hydrated skin. If a little bit of color shows through, it's not the end of the world. It's the French philosophy. They embrace it. Younger kids are even painting on dark circles under their eye. South Koreans are painting dark circles under their eye. They think it's sexy. And here we are all trying, you know, multi-billion-dollar industry trying to hide all of our flaws. So that's why I turned the ring light off, because I wanted you to see that depending on how I move my head, you can still see dents and color, but for the most part, it's gorgeous. and I feel beautiful after 10, 12 hours. And I can't say that with any other brand. That's why I do this. That's why I sell Seint. The Demi was my gateway drug. Then I decided, well, maybe I should try this, this whole system. And I just could not believe how gorgeous it was. So there you have it. I hope it helps. If you want a free color match, the link is in the description of the video. So you just have to hit the title and it'll drop down and you'll see the free color match link. Some of you just need Demi. That's okay. I still need to see your face. Or you might just want to choose some of the Demi I did today. You're welcome to buy them from your artist, but in order to honor my time and expertise, I will provide a party link in the description of the video, and you could always hit that. That way I get the credit, but you don't have to leave your artist, and your artist will never know you bought Demi from me. And I think that that is a really nice compromise, don't you? I think that honors my time and expertise. But I wanted to do this publicly to help a lot of people, not only who buy Demi and Seint from me, but for those of you out there who bought it and you're struggling with it, or you think you like it, or you like it some days, or you can't get the Demi to work, or trust me, it's all fixable. It's all fixable. And the best part is there's a 30-day return policy. And I tell people, hey, listen, if this is just too much work, if this is just not working for you, if your skin doesn't like this, send it back, get your money back, or you can exchange colors. It's all fixable, right? We're not curing cancer here. It's just makeup. It's all fixable. I'm happy to help. Please ask for a free color match. Please be patient. I'm doing this all alone, and there's 100 women right now waiting for a color match. Next week, I will be doing a French video using all luxury products, so I hope you tune back for that. Oh, and subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't already to grow this mature community. Bye for now.